How are you doing, guys? Welcome back. It is an absolute belter of a day in Manchester. The sun's actually come out. I thought I'd do a quick video on the van and where we're up to, and just give you a rundown of the van that we're using to do the camper conversion. So it is a 2017 Mercedes Sprinter, long wheelbase, high roof. These gimbals are really hard to use. Sorry, bear with me. There you go. So it's the high roof. It's not the highest roof. I think it's the H2. They do a H1, a H2, and a H3. So the H3, you can, you can tell they look like they've got basically like a pop top roof on them. So this is the middle one. It's the long wheelbase L3. So again, they do an L1, an L2, an L3, and they do an extended version as well, which this is not. It's the one down from that. So yeah, it's a good size but not huge. We bought it a year ago, it would have been last March, I think, because it's just been in for its MOT, which it failed. Nothing too major though. It was just so the back brakes was sticking, but that could have been because it's not been used for a year. Reason being, I had to get the garden ready to take the van, so I had to move the fence, and I've also I've built this lean-to as well, because anybody that is from Manchester will know that it likes to rain here. So yeah, pretty unpredictable weather. So yeah, I built the lean-to so I could crack on with the build. I did that over last summer, 23, and then I'm a heating engineer and we were quite busy during the winter months. So yeah, I'm cracking on with it now. I'll give you a quick look. I'll take you around the outside first. So let me flip you around. So yeah, what we've done up to now is, you can see we've put two double windows in the back. They were pretty easy to do. It was just basically as simple as cutting a hole in the back of the van. There's loads of videos on YouTube on how to do that. So yeah, it's not a major thing that I didn't document that. You just basically cut the hole, put the primer in, put the trim in, and yeah, put the adhesive on and plonk it in. So we've put the two at the back, and we've gone for an opening window down the side. I do apologise for the noise of the stones. I actually put this stone in because I wanted to hear people in case they came on the garden, or so the dog would hear and bark, so we'd know. Yeah, so you can see that we've put an opening window, a slide opening window on the side. It is the facelift edition. It's on a 2016 plate, however it is registered as a 2017. So it's a long wheelbase, high roof, W906 I believe, which is 170, I think 170 edition. And we've got the other window in there. We didn't put a sliding window in this side. You see it's currently got the bird shit kit on it, limited edition. Yeah, the birds around here are absolutely ridiculous, like pterodactyls. What you can see there, we've got another window on this side. Just open it up. So it was an ex-DPD van, and if you've come across these DPD vans with these magnetic locks, they are an absolute nightmare. It took me ages to source where and how to. Basically, they lock automatically. Yeah, as you shut the door, there's like a magnet release in there, and they lock automatically, which is no good if you leave your keys in by accident. So tip number one, this is where it goes into. So I've actually took the wires back. I've not cut them out. You can see I've actually left them in there. So that is basically the harness for the magnetic lock. So you just unclip that, and they bypass this. Well, they don't bypass it, they add like a relay onto it, which goes into the back which they fit under that seat, under the driver's seat. And yeah, that I just dismantled that relay, that circuit, and rejoint it, so it's back to manufacturers now. There's one in there, and there's also one in that corner as well. So if you get an ex-DPD van, that's where you need to get to. Yeah, so you can see I've already put a weld, so I've welded a frame there ready to take a double seat. So it is going to be a 4, or should I say driver and 3 passengers. That's bolted down to the chassis underneath the van. It's got 4 M12 bolts in there, so yeah, well enough. I believe that they only have the Boeing 737 only has 3 shear pins holding the engine to the wing and they are 22 mil in diameter, so I've got 4 12 mil bolts, so yeah, that should be plenty to hold the back passengers in. I've got that ply on ready. That you're not going to see that. That's going to be pretty much like the kitchen area, and then you're going to have cupboards up there. You can see as well, I've done the first fix wiring. It's crazy how much wiring goes in to a camper van. Honestly, I think I've bought, what have I bought? It's combined, it's definitely over 100 meters anyway. That could have been the way I've done it, because I want everything on separate circuits. So you can see I've got them all marked here. I've got lights, so I'm going to have main lights on the roof. I'm going to have then I'm going to have the under cupboard lights. I'm going to have lights in the recesses above the bed at the back, and I'm also going to have lights in the kick plates along the bottom of the units. So that's 4 sets of lights on bank A and bank B, so 2 on one, 2 on the other. Yeah, I've gone for 75 mil insulation on the walls, and we've got 50 mil insulation Kingspan is what I've gone for. That's on the roof. So I am, if I just turn you around, I'm 6'1", which is I believe about 182, 183 centimeters, and you can see when I'm literally stretching now, and you can see my head still isn't touching the roof. So yeah, the medium, well, high roof, I call it a high roof, but I suppose it's a medium roof in the terms of the full category. Yeah, it's well enough. We didn't need that H3, which, as I said earlier, is like you can tell it's got like the pop top on it. It looks like someone's plonked a piece of plastic on top. Once you know what you're looking for, you'll be able to tell them apart. We've gone for the Max Air fan in the back. We're going to have an aircon unit up here. The reason we did that is because that window's going to open. This is where the kitchen's going to be, so we're hoping that Max Air fan will draw the air in and take it out over there. I mean, let's face it, it's a van, so if you're cooking, it's pretty much all going to smell anyway. So yeah, there's no escaping that. The aircon we wanted up there here because we're going to have 2 spinning seats. Them 2 are going to turn round. Going to have the table that come out. Obviously the rear passenger seat's going to go there. We're going to have a L-shaped kitchen, shower / bathroom is going to go over in this position here, and then we're going to have a static bed there. So the bed, we wanted the extra room in the back for the garage. As far as the actual van's concerned, it did, like I said, we've had it for a year, and it's just been in for its first MOT, which it failed. I've got like my vans usually fail the MOT for some reason. Yeah, with a used van I pretty much expect that you're going to have to pay, throw a couple of £100 at it every year. So yeah, the problem that we had with this van was the rear brakes needed a rebuild, they were sticking. That could have been just purely because I bought it a year ago and I've not really been using it. But yeah, it's had a brake rebuild, it had a full service, MOT. I think that was it, and that costs 350 quid. Yeah, which I was well happy with. I was actually expecting it to be more than that, so yeah, I was happy with 350 quid. There was another issue we had with it, and it's basically, there is a couple of videos on YouTube about this, but not too many. It took me a while to find them. So if you have a Mercedes Sprinter of this model, you will know about this thing, or you might not do, but yeah, you probably will find out eventually. Yeah, there's three main parts, or there's three parts to the security on these models of Sprinters. So you've got the key, which I've not got on there, but anyway, it's the, right, I'll go and get the key. This is exactly why I didn't want those magnetic locks on, because I always put the key down and forget that they're there. Yeah, let's get back to the seat. So you've got the ESI, the ESL, and you've got this key. So basically this key has a chip inside which completes the circuit. So when you put this in, turn you around, so you should hear a doot, that noise. That is the steering lock kicking in. So basically what happened was, on ours, it was the ignition, the actual barrel behind here. So this had to be taken out, and we ended up having to get a chap down to come and replace this barrel. But we didn't do that until after I'd bought one of these, because this is one of the most common things to go. So this is an emulator, and it basically emulates the circuit on the steering lock. So there's like a underneath, let me see if I can, just down there, up here, there's a cable that plugs in just on the steering column. So basically what happens is, if I can get you right again, so basically what happens is, you unplug that can get stuck sometimes. It can seize into the steering wheel. So you pull that cable out under there, you pull that out, and you plug it into this emulator. So these are really handy to have. I mean, I didn't use it, but I'm glad that I've got it. I just keep it up there just in case it does happen, because you probably won't get a warning. You'll probably just get in your van one day, you'll go to turn the key and it won't come on. So yeah, that is one of the most common faults on this actual model of Mercedes Sprinter. So yeah, if you're gonna get one, or if you've got one of these vans, make sure you have one of those emulators. You can get them off Amazon or eBay. They're about 40 quid. Yeah, so get yourself one of them just in case. Yeah, so that's it. That's the three parts. You've got the ESI, which is the ignition, you've got the ESL, which is the steering wheel lock, and you've got the key. These have a pretty basic small circuit board in them. I think this key is actually sealed, so you can't really get to it to replace it. Oh, that's what the chap said that came out to replace the ignition. So I've ended up with 4 of these now, because I got two new ones with the ignition. He cloned the actual code for the ignition. He cloned it onto the new ignition, the new barrel. So yeah, the old key's still working it, which is good, because I've got 4 now. And like I said, I do always leave my keys lying around. Yeah, and I think that's it for problems. It's been pretty good. I mean, obviously I've not used it too much. Cost was, we bought it for, we paid 10,000. It's got 120,000 miles on it. We paid 10 grand for it plus VAT. it's a commercial vehicle, or we got it from a commercial dealer, so there's always the dreaded VAT to go on top. So yeah, we ended up paying £12,000 for the van. But yeah, I think we got a good deal, or I hope so. I mean, the gearbox and everything feels great when you're driving it, nice and tight. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for the van up to now. So like I said, we are planning on having a static bed. It'll probably come up to just where these eaves are, or notches that you can see, and this will be they call it a garage, but I don't really like calling it a garage because it's not a garage, it's a boot. But there you go. Yeah, but that's going to be the boot / garage where all the electrics are. So yeah, that is the van that we've got. The next video will probably be a installation video. I've got some stuff being delivered, so yeah, if you enjoy these types of videos or you like installation videos, yeah, come and check it out. Like I said, I'm not a professional, so yeah, I'm happy to try and answer any questions you've got, though. If you've got any questions about the van, just leave them in the comments. I'll try my best to get back to them. Yeah, see you soon.